Hi guys, long time no see. I had a potential health scare and then the holidays kept me busy. But this new year I've been thinking about really studying pitch accent. So I decided to make a pitch accent deck using both the OJAD website and the NHK Accent Dictionary, which is the Epwing that is going around. So with audio, they all have audio and also they have pictures showing the pitch accent. But as you can see here, they have let me see, if you put pitch cab hyoji, then you can see that there's also a curve, like a pitch accent curve that comes with OJAT as well. So I've made a deck that contains all of that information, and of course, it's using a script in order to combine all of the cards together to combine the NHK pitch accent with the OJAT information. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good and it's definitely usable. So I plan on using this deck this year to get better at pitch accent. I was hoping that some of you guys could make use of it too. Let me show you. So I have two versions of the deck that I'll be sharing. I have an abridged version, which is just the first 2,000 cards, which I talked with Matt about this, and we talked together about making about the kind of format that we should make with the cards too. And Matt recommended that most people probably should only study the first 2,000 or so. Now, so I'm going to share both the decks with you, so maybe you guys can study some of these cards are pretty easy to study, and they take just a very short amount of time. So what you can do is quickly rep them out. Well, that's what I plan on doing anyways. You can quickly rep them out, and then if you want to later download the full version for just a word that you want to look up here and there, maybe you can do something like that as well. Let me hold on one moment. Where did it go? I accidentally closed that. Alright, so you can see here that it has the pitch accent information and audio, and it has all of these. Now guys, if you want to go into the card settings and edit edit back here, there's actually audio for every single one of these words. Let me show you. There's audio for every single one of the words from OJAD. So what you would have to do is just include this field, or there's the danse, which is male, female, or both of the audio put together. So if you wanted to include that on the back, you would just go to the back of the card. But it's so much audio that I recommend probably editing and just deleting the audio that you don't want, and if you're going to use it, like, perhaps don't use all of it, because look at how many things are going to be on the back of your card. And this is a plugin for Anki that adds a play button. You see, but it has all of them here. And let's just look through some of the cards. There are quite a lot of cards here. See, and if it's available, it will show you all of the pitch accent. I'm going to take off that audio off the back because that's pretty annoying. So guys, pretty much this is just a good starting point, I think. Just memorize some basic words in order to just get your foot in the door with pitch accent. I forgot to mention, I did my best to organize this in the order of frequency, but it's not perfect because it's just a frequency list that I got off of the internet, and but it was a frequency list made by like a Japanese research group, which might in some ways be a positive thing, but in some ways might be a negative thing, because maybe the more common words would be literary words rather than the words a lot of people might see in their entertainment choices. Oh, another thing that I did do is the NHK Accent Dictionary actually has a problem where the kanji are not organized by frequency as well. So I did my best, although it's not going to be perfect because sometimes it is in order of frequency, but most of the time it's not. So you can't, you see, I did my best to organize it, but I can't be perfect unless I was to do it manually. But of course, I just did it all through script, so there's no guarantee that everything's perfect, but it should be pretty good. But if you ever have any questions, you can double check on which kanji is used more often for a particular word. Another thing that I want to say is I'm also including a JSON file and just all of the media from OJAD and the NHK Accent Dictionary in a separate zip file that I'm going to be sharing below too, so that the JSON file is just for anyone who wants to use the information from the NHK Accent Dictionary without having to do the huge burden that is using the Epwing format, which it was a pain to get all of to learn the format and be able to use it, but I did manage it. But what else? Yeah, so that JSON file has all of the OJAD information, all of the NHK accent information with pointers to the audio files, with pointers both to the audio files and to the images associated therein. Alright guys, so pretty much that's it. If you guys want to learn pitch accent with me this year, this might be a helpful tool in that pursuit, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And 本当にありがとう. Let's get good at pitch accent and better at Japanese this year. I'm gonna try. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye bye.